You open your phone, there it is, a message from 3 days ago, sitting there like a tiny digital ghost haunting your screen. You read it, you understood it, you even had a perfectly good answer forming in your brain for approximately 4 seconds before your thumbs just didn't move. Maybe it was a simple, "Hey, how are you?" Maybe it was worse, an invitation that required a decision. Either way, your brain made a very executive choice, not today. And now it's 72 hours, the window of normal reply time has officially closed, and answering feels even more impossible because now you also have to address the delay. Do you apologize? Pretend you were in a coma? Maybe just never respond and quietly move to a new country? If your chest just did a little thing reading that, congratulations, you are exactly who this video is for. Here's where we bring in the science, and I promise it's going to make you feel so much better about your personal disaster of an inbox. There's a concept called cognitive load, basically the total amount of mental effort your working memory can handle at any given moment. Think of your brain like a browser. You've got 47 tabs open, work stress, that weird thing someone said in 2019, your to-do list, background anxiety you can't even name. When a new message arrives, your brain doesn't just process the words, it runs a full background scan. What does this person need? What's the right tone? What are the social stakes here? What if I say the wrong thing? That's not reading a text, that's a board meeting. Now stack that with decision fatigue. Every single choice you make throughout the day, what to eat, what to say, whether to take the stairs, depletes a finite pool of mental energy. By the time you're staring at that unanswered message, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning and social reasoning, basically running on 3% battery. And then there's the anxiety loop. Neuroscience shows us that when social situations feel uncertain or high stakes, the amygdala, your brain's threat detector, fires up. It doesn't know the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a text that says, "We need to talk," with a smiley face. To your nervous system, both deserve the same level of freeze response. So you don't reply. Not because you're rude, because your brain genuinely flagged it as a potential threat and hit the pause button to protect you. The more time passes, the worse the perceived threat becomes, which makes replying even harder. This is called avoidance compounding, a loop where the thing you're avoiding grows scarier the longer you avoid it, trapping you in a spiral of guilt and paralysis that has absolutely nothing to do with how much you care about the person. You are not a bad friend. You are not emotionally unavailable or broken or fundamentally flawed as a human being. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect you from perceived overwhelm in a world that was never designed for the volume of social input we now receive every single day. Humans were not built to be perpetually available, perpetually responsive, and perpetually on. The fact that you feel guilty about it actually proves you care. Broken people don't lose sleep over unanswered texts. What this really looks like underneath the avoidance is a brain that needs margin, space, a moment to regulate before it can show up for someone else. That's not selfishness, that's nervous system hygiene. So here's your gentle reframe. Reply in low-stakes windows, morning coffee, not midnight anxiety spirals. You don't owe anyone instant access to your mental bandwidth. And sometimes a short, imperfect reply beats a perfect one that never comes. If this video felt like someone finally reading the manual on your brain, subscribe, because next time we're diving into why your mind goes completely blank when someone asks, "So, what do you want to do?" And suddenly you cannot think of a single thing you have ever enjoyed in your entire life. It's more fascinating than it sounds.